I have returned. And what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna switch focus over to getting our component that has been living out in its own repo for well, since it's come into existence over here in Glowing Telegram Video Editor. And we're gonna get this plugged in to our existing Glowing Telegram front end somehow, some way. Think about this. Okay, so let's put some stuff away here and let's take a look at the things. So in Glowing Telegram Video Editor, so basically I have all three repos cloned locally. They're all next to each other. I think what I want to do is I want to do like something like this. This is what I did with the types as well. Yeah, how did I do this? So if I do this, and then I go to Glowing Telegram Video Editor, there's like an npm link command that I run here. And then I go into Glowing Telegram front end. And then in there, I need to have already had it as a dependency. So it'll be like a dev dependency. Like I already have this Glowing Telegram types, which is a package that is I'm using GitHub packages to host. But for local dev, I just use npm link, right? So then I can do Sabin. Looked like it was going to do it. No. Video editor. Any version is fine. No trailing comma. It's JSON. Okay, so in here, then I do npm link video editor. I know it doesn't exist. That should have worked. Oh, right. Say EBYN. Oh, I typoed it here. Can't even spell my own name. There we go. Cool. All right, so basically what that means is in the front end, I can import from that node module. Now, how, where, why, what are we doing? What I want to do is so this is its own freestanding like React app, but it does provide components, right? So we have this video selection page component that does a bunch of things, but is it's something that we can inject, right? We can just like put into our application, I think, maybe. I don't know if this will work or how this will work, but I guess I'm gonna find out. Like, is there stuff that's in index.tsx that we need to care about? Like, this is importing Tailwind, so we're not gonna have that. Should be fun. Things are not going to work immediately, and that's okay. We need to figure out how to like roll this into the front end. So first we must fail. We must fail before we can succeed. So I think my thinking here is that have a few different views for streams, right? Actually, let's take a step back. I have a diagram. Yay, it stayed dark mode. Okay, and so this represents where I want to be at, not necessarily where I am right now. Let me blow that up a little bit straight. So we have the concept of a series. So that's just like when I'm doing the same sort of thing on stream, right? And so we have multiple streams that are all associated to a series. And then a stream will have video clips or media, right? So these are like the individual video segments. They're usually like 20 minutes long. So they're not like cut to be about a specific thing or anything. They're just arbitrary sections of video. And then what I want to do is I want to be able to make selections, one or more technically 0 or more selections from each of the media files, and those feed into a project, right? So a project could be actually from video from multiple streams. So it's going to take some time to get there. Like, basically none of this is really realized other than the idea that I can take a stream, I can select one selection, and that becomes an episode. Like, the episode is really just like a VOD video on YouTube right now. So this is where we're evolving to. And so the component that I want to import is responsible for helping me create these selections. And then there would eventually be a button that's like create project. So it would take all the selections that would be things suggested by our LLM that we're using behind the scenes. And then the project would be then a thing that I could refine and then turn into an episode, right? So the project to episode would be 1-to-1, because the episode here is like kind of the rendering stage, right? So this is the thing that we're going to render out. The project is kind of the all the things before we create the final artifact that is going to get rendered out and uploaded to YouTube or wherever it's going to go. So that's the context. Got to have context. When I say a stream, I mean, a stream from that diagram, which is like the thing that is happening right now. I'm making, this is a stream. It's a 3-hour stream on Twitch. That's the thing that we're talking about. So I could, and what I did in a previous version of this UI is just like use the edit page and then turn this from a simple form to like a tabbed form and have multiple tabs. And I didn't like that. We have a timeline view. I don't think I want to take over the timeline view to put in the video editor. I want to keep this because this can still be used in the way that's being used today. I want to create a new view, I think. And we're going to call this video editor, I guess, .tsx. And we're going to start by grabbing this stuff. We don't need all of this, but start with that. That. Okay, and then video editor. We want to do something. What it is that we want to do? Well, if we look at timeline, what does timeline do? Timeline gets a bunch of video clips related to the stream, and then it gets the stream record. And then it does a bunch of stuff, and then it shows a little bit of a UI. In this case, I think what I want to do, we do want to get stream info. So we're going to reproduce some of this logic. And we're going to say... I don't care about any of that. That's fine. We do need to import this type. I'm going to remove things I don't actually need here. I'm going to fix this thing that probably should just be a warning, but whatever. So we don't need any of that stuff right now. And we do need those types from Serial UI. Yep. And card content. And that'll shut it up. All right. So now we have a view. Just so that we can hook it up and get this going on the front end. So in app.tsx, I think that's where we're defining routes. So we have a couple of places here. So here's how we hooked up the timeline. So we want to do something similar. We want to have a route called path. Yeah, something like that, but not really. ID / editor. Stream video editor. Yeah, okay. How are we importing things? We're just like importing from do this. Oh, I see. So we explicitly like that. We should do that. What we should do is we do the thing we did for Stream Plans Calendar, where we have Stream Video Editor. Yeah, we have these things exported from the index.ts or tsx or whatever it is. Go to a file. Okay, there's probably a shortcut key. I should know more keyboard shortcuts. Let's see. If I go to definition F12, where is F12 in this? Oops, not there. 7. There we go. Oh, okay, sure. Video editor from video editor. Imagine that. We'll call it stream video editor because that'll make it easier to re-export. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes this happy. That means we now have a route. We don't have a way to get to that. Other than like changing the URL. But we can if we just go to the list view. Ignore warnings. What is timeline button? Oh, we made a timeline button. I mean, I guess. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. We'll just go to the URL. I'll figure out how I want to hook it up into the UI. An aspect of this is like, let's get the front end started. Let's do that before I start talking about how things are, how things will be, and if I authenticate, does it? Yeah, okay. I think it'll still work. Yeah, okay, cool. I've not broken the local dev experience yet. Okay, so then, so like this is the Glowing Telegram kind of administrative UI, and the thing that I've been thinking about is I do want to have like a workflow, like a UI that is not rooted in going to streams, finding the record, clicking an action button, and it being a form, right? I do want to have a separate kind of portion of the UI in the same way that I did this for Stream Manager, where you click this, and this is a separate UI that's completely divorced from what's going on. This makes sense like this because this is sort of like, this is intended to be a literal dashboard, whereas this is thing where I say return to dashboard is actually like an admin UI. So I do tend to have like some kind of workflow, like, hey, here are your recent streams. Select ones that you want to review, and then it takes you to a page, and then it has content, and it's a workflow and not a you have to find each thing sort of situation. That being said, for development purposes, it's really great because there's a lot of stuff that's just like around, and I can plug in, and I want to go to the editor. I can do that, right? So we go there, and there is the new view, right? And we've not hooked anything up to it yet, but we can get there, and we can see stuff here, such as it is. We can see all of our warnings that we don't have a translation key for whatever we just did. Yeah, whatever. No, I don't even care. Right. Cool. Okay, so now let's try doing something that's probably not going to work. We'll see how broken it is. I want to import my video editor component from the video editor repo and use it. So what I'm after is video selection page, is what I've called it for reasons. Import video selection page from, that's a good guess, at Sabin, video editor, components, pages, video selection page. How much does it hate that? Declare, cannot find module. It's probably like src, right? I have to give like the whole relative. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now, let's see, if string error, I want to simplify kind of the stuff here on the bottom. So I'm adding some conditions to do the things that this is doing, so that we don't have to have any of this conditional logic here. And in fact, I think what I'll do is I will just drop in video selection page. Does it even require, does it have any props? How do I, oh yeah, F12, yeah? I'm gonna learn. Yeah, it doesn't take any props. It's like a whole freestanding thing, because it's expecting, oh right, we have the content hard coded. So in a way that's good. That means that it should just like be like a real thing that just works without doing anything, but it's broken. Because this component tries to resolve components atoms heading, and that doesn't work. So how do we do this? This is probably the first time that I've had like two different repos with two different like I'm developing a React component and it's in one repo, and I've linked that repo to the repo with the application that I'm working on, and I want to use that component. How does one actually do that is a question that I guess I've never had to answer. Huh. Much Googling ensues. Yeah, you can use npm link. Sure. Make sure your component library is built and ready for consumption. So probably what I need to do is I need to have, let's see. How do we do this? So in the package.json for the component, like we have a Vite config, right? And we have like a script to do a build that does a Vite build. So what if I want to build, like I still like the ability to treat this like as an independent little app that I can run. That's useful. Although to some extent, what I should be doing is I should be using Storybook for that and focusing on treating this more like a library. Could be true. Could be true. Yeah, you could have a monorepo. Let's see. Yeah, you can from dist index. How to package a React library. I feel like specifically a TypeScript one. I feel like I read an article about the woes of someone. I think it was it was something related to Redux quite a while ago, and just for them, they're like trying to support a bunch of different scenarios, right? And I'm not. So there's that. At least I'm not yet. Rollup, huh? Yeah. Well, we're there. I'll just go look at the Rollup docs. Is Rollup still a thing and is relevant, or is this out of date stuff? Rollup, yeah. Rollup.js. The bundler behind Vite. Here's a question. If I'm using Vite, is there an option for building a redistributable, like a library? Would that be convenient? I wouldn't necessarily assume so, since how I've used Vite has been for a project that is like a freestanding web app. I don't know. Dependency pre-bundling using plugin CLI features. Static assets, JSX, TypeScript. Image import web workers, CSP build optimization. Transpile only. So it seems like maybe no. Which is not a knock against them. I'm just trying to solve a problem that I've never tried to solve before, I suppose. Wait, this is the getting started. This is the getting started page. No, it's not. There's not a page. Okay. Introduction. Rollup. Let's blow this up. Module bundler for JavaScript, which compiles small pieces of code into something larger and more complex, such as a library or application. Publishing ES modules. I don't care about that. Quick start. Rollup main.js, file bundle.js, format IFA for both. Sure. Interesting. Okay. I think I know some of what I need to do. So we have this index.tsx that is kind of our application, actually. So presumably in public, just ignore those MP4 files. No, I guess not in public. Where? Vite config? No. Oh, there it is. Index.html. So I'm going to change this to be like app.tsx to clear the way to have that index.tsx for something else. Sure. This does not need to be a TSX file. We'll make it TS. Okay. Import video selection page. Yeah. And then export. Is there no, you can't re-export a default export, right? You can't just do export. So if it is something like this, right? And then in package.json, something like this. And then I'm assuming it is the case that our TS config has like a no emit. Yep. Interesting. Do I make a separate tsconfig file? Maybe it's that simple, right? If I do have some other concerns. I think I pointed this out before, but like we are using Tailwind for this and we're not using it for the other thing. How is that going to work? I don't know. tsconfig dot dist. There's a way to do this where we extend, right? Extends that. Oh no, yep. That. Build options. Outr is dist. Yep, makes sense. Oh, we had a node one. What's this doing different? Interesting. Why does this exist? All right, compiler options. It's where a lot of things are set. Ah, there it is. How did I miss that? No emit. False. Good. So... Ah, I'm in the wrong folder. Hold on. This is not the right place. Cut that. I want to be in here. And paste. All right, cool. I was looking at the right thing before, right? Where it's like emit, no emit true. Okay, no emit false. All right. So in this package.json. Forget about Vite build. Just ignore that. Now, this is all. That's fine. Open a new terminal. Where's my new terminal button? There it is. Okay. Do this in the video editor, and then if I do npm build, run build. Okay, that did something. It should have made a dist folder somewhere. What did it do? Oh no, it didn't do that at all. All right. Well, let's stage the things I want to keep, and we can trash the rest. Goodbye. Cool. So I did something wrong, obviously. It's not build options outr. I should probably just look at the docs for tsconfig, shouldn't I? Oh, hey, look, there's an outr option for compiler as well. Let's let's try that. Oh no, don't discard. Okay, there you go. And build. Do we have a dist folder now? Or just a lot more files? Also, this folder might be empty depending on how I've set up my settings. But we don't have a bunch of extra files. ls dist. It exists. Okay. Cool. So dist index.js is main. So does that mean that if I go back to this file, also get rid of these imports we don't need. And I look at this, we can do all of this, all of that can go away. Right, we don't have a d.ts file. Okay. Isn't this fun? Yeah, sure. Okay. So now if I go back to here, it's fine. This is fine. Although this needs to be like this, yeah. And now it thinks it's fine. Is it fine? I don't know. Let's go look at the app. And we'll refresh, and we have a different error. Failed to resolve import components pages video selection page from distindex.js. Does the file exist? Right. So this isn't gonna be. This is why we need Rollup, I think, is because like we transpiled TypeScript to JavaScript, but it's not bundled together, so it doesn't know how to get all the different files that it refers to. So let's figure this out. How do we? Yeah. Okay. So let's just try what Rollup says. So we'll install Rollup. Yeah. And then we're gonna try. We run this on dist. Hold on. Frequently asked questions. What if it's TypeScript? TypeScript, not even a word. Configuration options. Tutorial. No. Okay. Rollup. JS, TypeScript. There's a plugin. There's a Medium article. Published a month ago. Okay, that's a good sign. Yeah. Create a rollup.config the JS file and import the plugin. Import. Okay, input, output. Okay, this is promising. Let's try this. Make sure I'm in the right folder. It's not that folder. It's this folder. Rollup.config.js. Okay, and then we're gonna say src index.ts. Conveniently, dir is gonna be dist. I decided. Format is going to be ES. Plugins TypeScript. It's probably ESM. Generally, that's the thing. Now, will that work? I have no idea. The plugin loads any compiler options for tsconfig by default, passing options, overrides, filter, TypeScript, tslib, transformers. I think that means we can probably get rid of tsconfig.dist. If we do this right, how do we run it once we have the configuration file? It just assumes you know, doesn't it? What if I run Rollup? Excellent. Do I know what I'm doing? No. I'm just gonna figure it out. Use config. -c rollup.js. It's not installed. That makes sense. npm I save dev thing. This is fingers crossed. It did things. Circular dependency, oh no. Sidebar depends on nav entry, depends on sidebar. That seems like a problem. That seems like that shouldn't have happened. What are we doing here? Nav entry, that makes sense. But nav entry is dependent on sidebar. Time, highlight, margin. Oops. Okay. Interesting. How did we get here? Let's see. So this really needs to be elsewhere. Oh, hey, look, it's not even used in this file. Is that what I'm getting? What on earth? Why is it not defined here then? How do you feel about that? Is it referred to from anywhere else? No, just this file. Why? Whatever. I'm sure it made sense at the time, and then through permutations of moving components around. Okay, so we created dist in 2.2 seconds. Dist. What does that look like? Well, first of all, let me rm-rf dist. And then we'll run it again, because there's a bunch of cruft from before in there, right? So now it's just index.js. It's 43K. Or thereabouts. All right. Cannot find module. Lies. Oh. No? Okay, so what's the deal? Dist index.js. What did we get? We got a file. The export video selection page. So what's the problem? Cannot find module. Dist index.js. It exists. We made it. Let's look at the docs for the configuration file. Yeah. Oh, hey, look, it talks about TypeScript here. Big things, lots and lots of options. Package. What's this? Okay. Sure. Node ES modules. Current directory. Command line flags. I probably will want to add a thing to watch, so that I'm not having to recompile. I mean, that's the whole nice thing about having the projects linked together. You can change one and it takes effect immediately. We'll come back to that. It's just -w. Is there... Yeah, can we do that? I've passed the unrecognized option. The Copilot thought it was real. Okay, so the allowed options are are banner, source map, path, transform, strict, validate, compact, CIR, ES module. Okay, so not a thing. let's go back. Aha, I found the back arrow. Oh, you're terrible. I hate you. Why would you do this? You've eaten my history. Oh, we can pass compiler options to the TypeScript. Okay. TS config. Oh, wait, no. String or false are undefined. Set to false, set to a string. Type root types. Is it this? No, it takes compiler options. Just okay, there it is. Let's try that. Okay. So then we end up with the types folder and things. Does that make this happy? Probably not. Can't find module. Save in glowing telegram video editor. But it's right here. Look, we export a thing. What's the problem? And it... These imports are interesting. I guess they'll be fine. We'll see. I mean, it's in. There. It's interesting. There's something about what we're doing here. What if I did this? So what was the difference? Because before we had an index.js file in dist, and it did at least see that it existed. What changed? If I do npm link again, see glowing telegram front end, npm link. I mean, I know. Oh, not types. Although that should have worked too. Hold on. Did doing other stuff. It's not in my history apparently. npm link. Nope. Okay. Video editor. Did like some of the other things I did break the link? Is that what happens? Or is this maybe this is a restart TypeScript? That's also a possibility. It's just like TypeScript has given up. No, okay, it's not that. No, can't find a declaration file for module. That's promising. Okay, so that is probably just I should do this, but we'll not pass that, and we'll put it alongside. Now, if I run Rollup, you are using using one of TypeScript's compiler options, declaration map, or composite. In this case, out dir or declaration dir must be specified. Okay. Out dir is this. Now you. I guess so. Yeah, this build, like this command, is what the build is going to be. Like our build script in package.json for the video editor is just going to be this. All right. Now this is happy. If I go back to the front end. How broken is it? Pretty broken. Oh yeah, because I was just trying random things, right? Let's switch back to ESM. And now we can do npm run build. UILD. Yeah. Well, I should look at it. Yeah, any minute now. It is apparently lunchtime. But hey, I think maybe this is about to work. Hooray! Failed to resolve import data to JSON. Okay, so the issue here is that I wonder what's going on with this. Can we so in this, that's not very helpful. Let's src components, pages, video selection page. So we're importing this JSON file. If I did this, it's wrong. But if I do like a relative import, I wonder if the bundler does things differently. No, it just doesn't like it. Expected. You need plugin JSON to import JSON files. Awesome. Figured it out. All right, plugins. JSON. LSON. npmi save dev paste. Now, this is a short-term thing. I don't want to actually ship the JSON file. It's just sample data that honestly, like, instead I should plug in here. This is just to get something across the finish line, or, you know, a milestone line. Hey, look, we're not importing a JSON file anymore. Hey, look, we have a thing. It has a bunch of sample data. It does the thing. And if I click play, plays media. Yeah, it really does. Hold on, can I zoom out? Also, it by default, I think it does like auto follow. Yeah, we have no styling, but yeah, it's trying to follow the timeline on the thing. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. It works. All right. So with that, we're gonna bring the stream to a stop for today. We still have a lot of stuff to do in terms of getting our styling to be imported right, to get things hooked up to the real backend, to make everything integrate. But for today, we're gonna stop. I'm gonna go get some lunch, and we're gonna find someone to raid really quick, because that's always a fun thing.